don't hear from me midday, it's because I don't have any more caffeine on. So I just be light up, tag that out.
I know you're gonna be tagged out. I'm not even gonna wish you good luck. I'll wish you
For big bucks.
Good execution.
execution. Great execution.
Good execution, brother.
Great execution, rather.
Have fun.
Yeah,
Just remember to have fun.
Oh yeah. Oh. Just a puddle for the start. Happy Veterans Day, everybody. Thank you to all the veterans who have served. We're back in the spot that we were hunting a couple days ago. Took yesterday off because it was raining. But we're back in here now. Keith and I are together, and then Ben split off from us, and he's gonna hunt the timber on the ridges above us. He's just gonna be still hunting through there because conditions are really nice for sneaking around, even in the leaf litter, so we should be able to move on things pretty well. Last time we were in here, Keith and I saw a big buck down in this bottom. He was making a move up into those ridges, so we feel like there's bedding happening up there, but the bucks are cruising through this open stuff that we've been hunting. We're just gonna try to push in there and use the little creek bottom that we were using to make a stalk on that buck the other night to just sneak in there as tight to that little pinch point as possible. There's a bunch of ridges that dump down and kind of meet. There's probably 4 or 5 of them down there that all kind of come together in that one spot, so we're gonna use that little quiet route to get in there tight to that spot and then just make moves from there if we need to. Super small bucks up there. If you can get eyes on them and just watch them, I'm gonna try to get to these trees so we at least have trees as cover because I don't like being right here.
Almost looks like a big 6 point.
So we can see him right there. Let's move while we can see him. I mean, that was just, we got a bad spot. I mean, we had him at 40, he was 44 yards right there.
It's different than the other buck that went that way.
I thought it was too, don't you?
Yeah, the other one definitely had like full time.
Yeah. I'm just gonna keep trying to weasel my way up along the tightest cover. I like being up against something. I think we're gonna be able to see a lot up into here. So we came down through that bottom and bumped into those bucks, and we're now getting back to where we left off last time we were in here. But I was just standing here looking at the fog, and if you're looking at the fog over there, you can see down those drainages, it's coming down, and it's meeting the main drainage, and it's going that way. I did a time lapse a couple days ago, and it was foggy that morning as well, and you can see that the fog is just traveling the bottoms. It's pushing in the direction that the predominant wind is supposed to be blowing, but it's also following those bottoms when it's calm like it is today. It's like basically no wind that you can feel, but it is still slowly drifting that way. So if you're ever trying to pick a spot to set up or just breathe the wind as you're still hunting, keep that in mind. By paying attention to stuff floating through the air like fog or fluff off cattails or milkweed, you can get a general idea of what the wind is doing in oddball areas like these little ditches. Might help you out. Something that I've started paying attention to more, especially stalking stuff in open country. If you're watching what little floaters you're doing, that's going to tell you what your wind's doing, especially if it's doing one thing where you're at and then you look out there and the stuff's floating a different direction. You can make your move depending on what that's doing, but just figure that might help somebody. You might be like, yeah, dude, been watching fog for years, but either way. Something cool and stalk right up to him. Yeah, she's trying to kill him. I guess this will tell us what we want to do tonight, but I'm thinking he's going to end up on this high line or he's going to go down here low. But either way, I might just get right here to your right in case he ends up coming right down this low road. Okay. There's so many trails coming out right on that hillside. Spot for me to be set. Just had a buck cruise through the spot that the buck that we saw the other day went up through. It's nice to see what they do, and then we can maybe get a pin on where they're going down and across. But I feel like the best cover is just below where they're at. It's too far from where they're kind of crossing down in there, but also that buck that we saw the other day, he was a little bit closer to that bottom. So being down low kind of seems like the answer. But, I mean, 45 is doable. It's just, it's got to be right. It's got to be a perfect situation. Otherwise, I'm all man.
I believe it. I was waiting. I know you had so much stuff.
I should have drawn earlier because he ended up here and
He got behind this tree.
Yeah. Or actually when he turned, so he's down there like 30 and he turned slightly quartering away. I could have shot him there. I'll be honest. Shot a buck like that last year and it was like if he was going to come in to 5 yards, I could shoot him right here in front of him. I was going to do
He started making that move and it was like, well.
Yeah. You know, he kept hearing us.
Yeah.
And he'd look up. And I was like, that sun gun's gonna come right down. Check out that sound. Did you notice when he crossed the creek, he went,
Yeah.
let that buck go.
It'll get bigger one night.
We might kill him later in our lives. We might cross paths with him.
Oh, yeah. That was cool. Whew. That one got me.
Yeah, that's fun, dude. I'm feeling adrenaline. I waited to draw way too late in the game. I should have drawn when he went behind this tree right here. So his head went behind the tree. I should have drawn there. And then I would have had a 30-yard shot to that lowest, is that an aspen? It was slightly quartering away. It would have been a perfect shot. I got a little lazy on it because I just didn't want to shoot him at 30. I wanted it to be close if we were going to do it. And because of that, I wanted to see what I could get away with. And then, lo and behold, I've done 5 practice draws this morning and the arrow on the rest has not made any noise. And then, for whatever reason, we got the right condition. And when I was coming back, it kind of gave me the old... And I just says, you know, if it was a big one, I'd be pissed. But I also would have drawn down there, and I don't think it would have mattered. And I was like, most of the way, I was like a couple inches from being drawn, and he was looking right at us, and then he started walking. I popped the back, and that's when he stopped behind the stub. And I just waited patiently for him to try to come out to the side, and he finally got in the clear. But when I moved my bow, the fatigue made my pin wobble, and I just didn't get on him right away. I couldn't get it done. I like the idea of testing it, see what he can get away with in case for some reason with a big buck, all of a sudden he's too close already, you missed that window, can you still get it? And if I can figure out how to get that squeak to stop, if anybody's got any good ideas. Dude, I've tried chest, I've tried face paint, I've tried everything that you can put on there. The best thing to do is just spin on that thing. It's 9:30 and that buck came through about a half hour ago, right about the time the wind picked up. And we did learn some valuable information seeing where he crossed. He's real close to where we saw the buck 2 nights ago, so I think we're gonna kind of leave this little travel corridor alone until evening. I feel like once we get down in there for the evening, we're gonna have a really good wind coming right down this bottom. And then as the evening progresses and the thermals start to pull down again, then we'll be in a good spot. I think that if we go down there now, our wind's gonna start swirling down in that bottom, especially once the wind starts picking up. But now that the wind is picking up, we can move a little bit easier. There's some spots that we want to kind of glass, more open stuff. Our hope with that is just trying to find a buck, either cruising through that or ideally locked down with a doe. I think that's really my hope. I really want to find a lockdown. That's what hunting gets once in a lifetime. It's not once in a lifetime. It's hopefully like 40 more times, I'd hope at least, but maybe less, maybe more. I don't know. Hopefully more though. Yeah, let's go find a lockdown.
Glassing up Boone and Crockett.
Yeah, hopefully if we can move our legs again, we can go up here and glass up a Boone and Crockett. Keith likes that one. You kill?
I kill, but it's a weird feeling because it was not exactly how you want it to go down.
How's that?
Oh, I just ripped the spine of the spine.
Oh.
I just had heard something over the bank, and I was kind of crawling to glass down and over the bank, and look over my left, and he's just crossing the freaking trail, to, like, you know, directly upwind of me. I hit the DJI, to turn it on, and then like it pretty quickly just keeps flopping on my shoulder like every time I try to draw. So I'm like, he's like coming right at me. I'm like, as soon as he put his head down, I just pulled it around and drew. And he popped up and like, dude, I thought it was probably 15, but it was probably like 5 yards off. In the moment, I'm just like, there's a bunch of brush like right where his heart, lower lungs are. So I just put it above that and like obviously shot high at that distance. And he rolled over, and then I was able to kind of pin him in a brush pile and got him. But he is down, bud. He's a nice 8.
Good deal. Hey, buddy, I figured he was. That's sweet, dude. Of course. I knew we'd split up and basically give you no camera, and then you'd end up killing one. Well, good deal, man. Good work. Great work. Great execution, as we told you today. And when we left, we said no good bucks, just great execution. We decided, you know, your buddy gets a big buck. It's more important to go congratulate him than to hunt, at least for a little bit. So we're gonna go get the story from him and then make him do all the work and go back and have some fun. What a pig. No, I can do it all myself. It's like, you sent that picture. It's like, no, I think you got the one that we were after.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's so awesome.
I don't think I'd even been up to him at that point, honestly.
I just opened my phone. It's like 2 missed calls from Ben Robinson. It's like, he probably got.
Yeah.
Dude, that's sweet.
Let me show you the spot. But yeah, I've been following that ridge all morning, and then basically that high point that you guys just walked from is pretty much when I started seeing like the freshest sign.
Yeah.
Bumped the doe there, and then just kind of kept following this. My plan was to get here and just sit down and eat some food and just be here for like the midday. Slipping down this trail because it's like you got breeze in your face, sun to your back, just watching ahead. I mean, I still spooked the doe doing it, but you know, it's gonna happen. But I got to here and like the wind died for a second. I heard like it sound like stomping, and I was like, it's definitely a deer. And I thought it was that direction, so I hit the deck and I started climbing up right here, I think, yeah. And I was on my hands and knees crawling up like this. And I was glassing because I thought what I heard was on that ridge line. And maybe it was. But I was just sitting there and the sun was beaming up there so you could see pretty well. I heard or saw something out of the corner of my eye, and he's like right there, like between me and that tree, dead tree.
Jeez.
Yeah. And I'm like, how have I not spooked this thing? You know, there's just enough stuff here, I think. And then he was coming across, so like as soon as he got into this stuff, I hit this, and then I started to like reach for my bow, and he dropped, and I still didn't know if he was gonna go this way or that way. And then he's coming just like below this dead stuff, and then had a little like stare off for a second, but that sun's just right there. He eventually like gave up on it, put his head down and kept coming through here, and I just drew when he was going through, I think either that or like that stuff back there, and then kind of rose up as he came closer. So I think he was coming side hill, and he might have been like angling up a little bit.
Up, yeah.
Yeah. He popped up like right in here, and I just remember there being a bunch of brush, and I'm like, he was definitely locked on me at that point, and I obviously shot high at
5 yards, 10 yards,
basically.
whatever it was.
Yeah. So I shot, and he rolled over and quickly realized his spine hit, so I went up there and did the deed.
Hey, what do we say? Not good luck, great execution,
Yeah.
baby. That's sweet.
That's awesome.
Dude, I'm proud of you, man. That's
Thanks, dude.
Dude.
Yeah, that one felt good.
That's the big SOB that we've been hunting. That's the one Keith spotted a couple nights ago. You were like, it's a pretty nice 8-point, and I'm just like, dude, I don't know if that means the like similar to the buck that we couldn't get it done on. And then when you sent the picture, it was like, I was like, Keith, I think that's him. Dude,
Awesome.
yes, man.
Sweet November, baby.
Dude, I'm freaking pumped for you, dude. Let's go look at this thing. Yep, that's him. Holding my big best. That's so cool, dude. Buddy, good job. That's so sweet.
I'm glad you guys are here today, too. So I was aiming like, you know, here-ish, and hit him there. Luckily, you know, hit the spine.
I feel like this is a good example of why we talk about going forward, though. It's like if you hit here, Ben said that this one was the one that did it, and this one hit him in the spine, and I've hit a bunch of bucks right in this zone and not hit the spine, actually went above it.
Yeah, that's like a so close to being a deer that just runs away for a long time.
Yeah, non-lethal shot.
Yeah.
Good job following right up and staying with it. But.
Yeah. Savannah rubbing. Good length, decent width, not much for browse.
And that's the field score report.
The killer is being. Yeah.
Well, Ben's buck is dead. Well, I think Keith and I are gonna go hunting again, but this is why I like coming back and hunting with these guys, is because it's just fun. It's fun to like share the experience together. Proud as hell, man, that's awesome. And I just feel like that's what hunting during the rut with your friends and just deer camp in general is all about. We're gonna go try to maybe get another one down, and then meanwhile Ben's gonna get some of the work done during the daylight.
Thanks for coming over, boys.
Yeah, dude, congrats on the buck, man, that's the thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Ben's buck is
Dead.
All right. Good luck, boy.
Don't cut yourself. Be safe. We'll see ya.
Just left Ben. Now we're gonna work our way quite a ways towards where we're trying to target for the evening, but the time in between we're gonna try to hunt our way through some of these finger ridges and just see how the deer are using the ridges, get a general idea of what it looks like. And then while we're doing that, we're gonna be going through grunting, making rutting sounds, and just hoping to call one in. Gonna wind in our favor, just trying to be aggressive and hopefully call something in. And this time of the year, you have no idea where you're gonna call one in from. Could be here, there, now, back, forth, up, down, left, right. It's like, oh, dude, it's coming. I feel like, dude, the wind was blowing right at him. And it just wasn't in that moment. And all of a sudden, it all comes together. Shoot. Right there. Very nice spot. See his rub down there. In a minute we'll get on him pretty aggressive. Just keep trying to follow him, I think. The doe jumped up and then saw him like kind of seemed like he stood up and followed behind. But our wind's generally coming up. I ran because I thought maybe we could get an eye on him down here before he stopped. You know, like I'm guessing he just bailed off this. Well, he might be able to check his track. Okay, he's locked down. Yeah, wind's perfect. Alright, do you think we just go right after him right now? Probably ought to. Buck and a doe jumped up. I believe our wind is perfect. So we're just gonna follow them. It just happened less than 5 minutes ago, probably. They went that way. We're gonna go check a track, check the wind down at this level, and then just work towards wherever we think they went from there. We bumped them. They came down this finger. We're finding fresh tracks on the creek. Ben taught me a couple of years ago, 4 years ago to be exact, when we were hunting together and we bumped a buck during gun season. Got a track, got a direction where he was going, and made a circle around him. Keith and I are trying to do something similar, especially because it seemed like he was with a doe, like a lockdown buck. So our hope is that their guards are down, they maybe bump over to another ridge, but we can potentially either keep tracking them or just anticipate where they're gonna go. Right now we're just gonna keep reading tracks until we gotta make that decision to loop around. But man, he jumped up, and he was in the sunshine. He was tailed out, running after that doe. And there's a part of me that's like, if the doe saw us first, there's a chance that he's just like, where are you going? We've just basically made a big loop around him. Now we're working back up this ridge that's real thick. We got good wind cover, and we know he went this way. So we're feeling pretty confident that he's over here. We just gotta keep moving until we find him. They're probably gonna be making noise. What do you say? right, that's gonna do it for our evening. And we ended up bumping that buck with the doe, and we followed him best we could. At one point we tried to loop around and try to get ahead of him. And we just kept working into the wind, kind of following this edge, and the only thing we ended up seeing was that spike. But good day all in all. I mean, pretty pumped for Ben. We're gonna go back to camp and just hang out and talk and tell stories and celebrate Ben's one of his best bucks to date.
Nice.